Hi everyone, thanks for watching. So today I'm going to be reviewing some of my favorite or not so favorite DIY hair treatments. So I basically have tried almost anything I've seen on Pinterest, so I thought I would share with you some of the things I've used in combination with each other, the pros, the cons, and whatnot. So if you want to see some of the best DIY all-natural hair treatments, then keep watching. So the first thing I was going to talk about is coconut oil. I actually have a video where I talked about my hair care. My hair care is pretty much all changed from that video with the exception of I still use coconut oil. I'll link that video below as well as some of the other videos from my old channel since I am moving to a new channel. So some of the pros and cons of coconut oil. The pro for me is that it smells pretty good for an oil. Most oils, smell greasy, kind of oily, and coconut oil actually smells kind of light and coconutty, obviously. It's also really good for your skin, so if you get on your skin, it's good to slather it around. Another pro is that it really makes your hair stronger, shinier, and softer. So this kind of does it all. I will say some of the cons of this though, it is harder to wash out than some of the other oils I've used. So you do have to double wash, or you could run some baking soda through it. That for me is the only con of coconut oil. I've always had great luck with it and I still use it in mix with other products that I use. So that's coconut oil. The next one is olive oil. I didn't grab my olive oil because it's like a big Costco sized jug. But olive oil, some of the pros, I think it makes the hair the softest of any of the oils. It's also good for your skin too. Pretty much all of these, if they're good for your hair, are going to be good for your skin. But it also is easier to wash out. So I like that as well, and it also makes your hair really shiny. A con for that is it doesn't smell as good. It's obviously, excuse me, olive oil, so it's not as, fresh as the coconut oil. But overall, it's a lot easier to wash out. So sometimes I'll use that and mix with some of the other oils to make it easier to wash out. So that's olive oil. The next thing, steering from oils, is honey. So honey is probably what's going to make your hair the softest. So maybe it's not as silky as an oil, but it's what really softens your hair. That's the main benefit of honey. It's also good for your skin because it's antibacterial. So it's good for acne, blemishes. It's also good for wrinkles. So really it's just an all-around good for skin. And it smells good, obviously. The cons, it's a pretty obvious one, is that it's sticky. It's also really hard to work with if it's not melted down. That's the main thing for me, is that it's sticky and so it's messy. That's really the only con I found with olive oil, with honey. The next thing is yogurt. I use just plain Greek yogurt. So obviously it has a lot of protein in it, being Greek yogurt especially, so that really strengthens hair. It also washes out easily because it's not like it's an oil, so it's just going to wash right out. But some of the cons is that if you wear it for a while to let it really soak in, it's going to start to smell weird, and also it's going to look gross because it turns white and crusty, so it doesn't look very good. But again, both of those are kind of just don't be seen and you'll be fine. Similar to yogurt is avocado. So avocado is really good for softening both your hair and your skin. It's also good for strengthening, but again, the smell, it's not that great, and it's really a hard consistency to work through your hair. I actually prefer to use it for my skin over my hair because it's really hard to work through your hair. So it also gets messy. And so if you want the benefits of avocado without the mess, you can use avocado oil. Really only takes a tiny amount as opposed to other oils to get the same benefits, so it's really a good mixer if you want the benefits of the avocado. The next thing is castor oil. So castor oil is really good for strengthening your hair and helping your hair grow. I also think coconut oil is really good for helping your hair grow. They're probably the two best if you're looking to get length. But it just like coconut oil, it's really hard to wash out, but it doesn't smell as good as coconut oil. So those are some cons with that. It's a little thicker, obviously. Then coconut milk, I didn't grab out here, but you can get it in the can. That's really going to work better than getting it from a jug because it's not as liquid of a consistency. It has the same benefits as coconut oil, but it's harder to get through your hair. It's messier, makes your hair crusty while you're wearing it. Not that crusty is that much better than greasy while you have oil in your hair, but at least then it just looks wet. So if you had to go out with a mask in, you'd want to do oil over the coconut milk. So that's why I prefer the oil. Another thing that's really common on Pinterest are eggs. Because of the protein, they strengthen your hair, similar to the yogurt. But the con is just that they're messy, they smell bad. I don't like it, I don't use them, but also because of the protein, if you already have pretty healthy hair, it's actually going to do you a disservice because it's going to make your hair very straw-like from too much protein. So that's with eggs. Another thing is apple cider vinegar. So vinegar seems like it would be pretty weird to put in your hair. It's more, I would use it more as a rinse than a mask, but it's actually really great for conditioning your hair. It also clarifies your hair and makes it shiny. Obviously the cons are the smell. It's going to be a little stinky, and also that it can really burn your skin and your eyes. So if you're rinsing it out in the shower, you really want to be careful with that. But that's something that I do quite commonly when I do an oil mask, because I feel like it gets everything out without stripping the moisture like a clarifying shampoo would. And then there's almond oil. So this is another one that's really good for strengthening and growth. It also makes your hair shiny, and it's really good for your skin too. I prefer to use almond oil on my skin. It's, again, a little bit thicker, so it's harder to wash out, and I don't think it smells as nice as coconut oil, and I haven't had as good of progress with it from coconut oil, but I like it as a bath oil and on my skin, so that's my preference with it. So that's everything I'm talking about today. I will tell you my favorite combos of everything that I've tried. So I prefer coconut oil with olive oil because coconut oil is so much, it's my favorite by far. I recently cut a lot of length off my hair, but I'll post a picture of my hair before when I was growing it out for my wedding, and coconut oil seriously helped it grow so fast and so long. It was down to my belly button before I cut it, and it was pretty healthy for how long I let it grow. So it's my favorite, but again, it's really hard to wash out, and my hair type is very thick, so I have a lot of hair, but it's very fine, so it can get weighed down pretty easily. So I mix it with the olive oil, and the two together has shown me the best results for growth. I actually just got my bangs trimmed again, but before that, in just 3 weeks, they grew, you know, to here, so you can kind of see that difference, and that's in 3 weeks time, using once a week the coconut oil and olive oil. I also like putting the honey in it, but again, honey is just sticky. It kind of just drives me crazy putting it through. But so you can either do coconut oil and olive oil if you want to try my favorite, or throw a little bit of honey in. I like both of them, but again, the honey's just going to be a little sticky. Just some tips if you're going to try any of these. Coconut oil, as you can probably tell from this, it's solid. So it actually is solid until it's heated to 76 degrees. So you're going to want to scoop just probably about a tablespoon into a little microwave safe bowl or cup, and microwave it for 30 seconds, or it's going to be really hard to get through your hair, and you're going to get unevenly through it, because as your hands go through it, it will heat up. So when you get towards your ends, it'll be liquid and easy to go through, but then you're going to have a lot of thick oil at the top. I also recommend heating the honey. Don't heat it in the thing. I've done that before. It messes it up. Just put a little bit in your mixture and heat it with the coconut oil for 30 seconds. It makes it more manageable. It's still obviously going to get really sticky when it gets colder again in your hair, but makes it more manageable. I also recommend heating any of the other oils you choose to use, you know, the olive oil, castor oil, anything like that, but only for a maximum of 10 seconds, because besides the coconut oil, most oil heats up extremely fast and is already at a liquid consistency at room temperature, so you don't want to scald yourself. That's kind of going to defeat the purpose of doing the strengthening masks. So another thing, you can probably tell, if you don't like one ingredient as much as others, but you want to get the benefits of that ingredient, then you can just put a tiny bit. Like, I'll put a tiny bit of avocado oil, or I'm not a huge fan of the castor oil, but it does really help your hair grow. I use it on my eyelashes. So if you do that, you can heat just a little bit of it in with it, and so then you get the benefits of it without it being totally just castor oil. Another thing is that if it's the smell that's throwing you off, or if you just want additional benefits, try adding essential oils. I personally like lavender, tea tree oil, and peppermint. All of them are great for your scalp and for your hair, and they make it smell better. And the last piece of advice, it's not a DIY hair treatment at all, but it is all natural. It's to take biotin. So it's a supplement. You can find it just at Walmart, you know, Walgreens, any place like that. And it's really the main ingredient in things like Viviscal. I don't even know how to say that, but the popular stuff for hair growth. It's actually the most, you know, the main active ingredient. So you can just take it straight, and it's going to be cheaper and just give you the same benefits. Like I said, I think my hair probably honestly grew 4 or 5 inches from when I got engaged till my wedding, which was about 10 months. So that's a lot faster than it would normally grow for me. And those were just some of the things I was doing. So I hope these tips were helpful for you. Leave comments below if you have other hair treatments that you've tried, or if you have different combinations, different recipes of the treatments, because I'd love to try them. Obviously, It sounds like I'm pretty much an all-natural product junkie, but I just love this type of stuff, and I feel like it's worked so well for my hair. So let me know what you guys do, and let me know if you try any of these, how you like it. Thanks for watching, you guys.